Hello guys, good day and welcome back once again to another live session with Crypto with me, Know Your DeFi. And of course, I believe so of you guys, some of you have already been trying to actually swap tokens from last episode where I teach you guys on how to swap from one token to another, like ETH to USDC, USDC to ETH that's on the list. So for this week, okay, episode 2 for Know Your DeFi, which is how you can able to bridge from one network to another network. Okay. And of course, speaking of what is bridging is all about. So let's get started here. Okay, so we can see here, right, what is bridging all about? What is cross-chain, especially? All right, from bridging from point A to point B. So cross-chain is a process of moving digital asset tokens from one blockchain network to another. So an example, like one, you have an Ethereum mainnet token. You want to move it into Arbitrum network. So that's called bridging from one network to another network. Okay, so yeah, then overcoming the natural isolation of different chains by using protocols, smart contract, or validators to enable interoperability. Okay, allowing users to access new ecosystem, lower fees, deeper. Okay, so that's the main reason of bridging. Why you want to bridge is because that probably the service provider or probably the requirement or staking, for example, or probably the platform only allows a certain network. So if you don't have that token in that specific network, so that's where bridging comes in. And that's where you need to learn how to bridge today. Okay, so yeah, I think in this tutorial, I'm going to show you. And of course, speaking of what type of platform that you can be able to bridge, I think there are many. Okay, all right, you can still continue to use Uniswap, but for today's tutorial, I'm going to use Jumper. So Jumper is also another exchange very similar to Uniswap. You can able to swap, you can bridge, and you can use a lot of things with DeFi. Okay, and you can able to bridge from one network to another network, which I'm going to show you right now. So first thing you want to do is that the first rule of thumb is to connect your wallet. And you want to connect your wallet first, right? That's the most important thing, not how you're going to start. So you can able to click on the right hand corner, or you can simply click here, connect wallet. Okay, connect wallet, and then for this one, I'll be using Gravy again. Okay, similar like last week's tutorial, Gravy wallet, and then I'm going to connect. Okay, all right. So I already connected. Now, what I'm going to do is that in this exchange here, under from, you might want to select chain and token. So how many chains I have for today? Okay, I have EtherFi. Okay, that is under the Ethereum network. And then I have Eigen layer as well. So, okay, I have Eigen layer, right? But this is only on the Ethereum network. Now, how about others? Okay, I can also go for others as well. Okay, how about Arbitrum? Okay, so it's taking some time to load. All right, or I can simply take Base, for example. Because I think Base, I do have some token there, right? So, yeah, okay. So ETH5, okay. I have some EtherFi under the Base network, okay. Right, and I have ETH. Now, so probably I want to do this. I want to bridge Ethereum network to Base network using the ETH5. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I take Ethereum here, and I want to bridge it to Base, which is also ETH5. Okay, so you're going to choose a token. Any token, it can be Ethereum, it can be USDC, it could be any form of token. Okay, all right, but make sure you have enough gas for the native token, which is Ethereum. Right? So probably on a bridge it maximum. Okay, I want to do a maximum bridge here, the total amount. And then we can see here, right? Okay, what do you notice here? Okay, is that they offer you a few options for you to bridge. You can choose. So the thing is with Jumper is that they allows you to select, okay, which are the option that you want to bridge. Usually they will choose the cheapest, best return with multi-step. And how long does it take? 3 minutes to bridge. While the rest will take about 16 minutes and then 3 minutes. So the cheapest one here is 8 cents, but it will take you about 16 minutes. So if you're planning to save on the fees in order to bridge, then you might want to go for this. But for instance, I'm going to use for this one, which is Glacis, right? Glacis is the provider. So I'm going to pay 17 cents in terms of bridging from Ethereum network to the base network. So that's how I do it. So once I click this, best return, all right? Okay, so I'm going to swap. Okay, so you can see here, there is a certain difference between the token amount that I'm going to send versus the receiving amount. You can see here that is the fees that they are going to deduct later on. Okay, so you have to take note. And then you have the network cost. How much are they going to charge? 10 cents. Provider fee, 6 cents. Okay, price impact, negative 1.11%. So that is the price impact from Ethereum network to the base network. Okay, so I'm going to receive this minimum 35.08 Ether bar. So I'm going to start bridging now. Okay, start bridging. Okay. And then I'm going to sign and I'm going to confirm. Okay. Right. So I'm going to pay 17 cents for the bridging fees. So I'm going to hit confirm again. Okay. So that is how you can be able to bridge. I think Ethereum network will take some time, right? It's about, you can see the timer here. I think it's about 2.5 minutes. So you got to wait. So you can see that the bridging is completed. Okay. And then on top of that, what is really happening right now is that you see you got a swap as well. So the box will pop up. Okay. So let me share the screen here. Now you can see under the swap fly via li.fi. Okay. There is, yeah, this one. Okay. Prompts you to actually approve. So you want to sign, confirm. Okay. All right. So it's already confirmed. Share screen again. Okay. So sign swap messages. Swap message. So I'm going to sign again. I'm going to confirm. Okay, so this is the bridge successful, right? So already entered to the base network. So 35.4, 35.4. So I think I should have DeFi under this, right? So yes, already transferred. And then look at the ETH as well. I think it's already well, yeah, no longer there. So it already went up to base. Okay, it already went up to base. So that's the thing. Now, that is the tutorial on how to bridge, but again, I'm going to show you another one which is much more faster because I think on the Ethereum mainnet, it takes some time. Okay, and it's quite expensive as well. It takes time and then it's also a little bit expensive compared to the layer 2. Now, example, I'm going to bridge from base to, let's say, Arbitrum. I think Arbitrum, I don't have any tokens. Okay, 0 on Arbitrum network. So what I'm going to do is that the first thing I'm going to do is to bridge my ETH from base to Arbitrum network. Because we need the main token, the native token that we'll be using for gas fees, okay, which will require ETH. So I will need to bridge to Arbitrum. So how much am I going to bridge here? Okay, maybe like, okay, I have about $75. Okay, but I do not know how much in dollar value. So maybe I want to bridge maybe about, let's say $5. $5. So I can just put it $5 here. Okay, switch it here, click the arrows, search. Now we can see here the best return, okay, is gas.zip, less than 1 cent, and it takes only 1 cent. So you can see how fast compared to the Ethereum mainnet. Okay, you can see how fast. Okay, compared to others, you can see 4 cents, 12 cents, 4 minutes will take you, while the rest is like, not so good. The rates are not so good, but compared to gas.zip, it provides you the best and the fastest and the cheapest. So I click review bridge. Okay. And I'm going to click start bridging, right? Always identify the network cost, the price impact, and then the slippage. Okay, so start bridging. Okay, so here we go. Start bridging, and it will pop up this box. So let me share screen here. Okay, so I gotta sign and then I gotta confirm. So this is what I'm going to be sending from base to Arbitrum. Firm. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, all right, waiting for destination chain, and we are done. Bridge successful, right? So yeah, the bridge have successfully been done, and $5 worth of ETH has gone to the Arbitrum network. Okay, click done. Then what you can see now under ETH Arbitrum, you can see we're about 4.98. So it's currently fluctuating. So yeah, that is how you can be able to bridge from point A to point B, or from base to Arbitrum, or whichever network. So Jumper is one example, right? There are so many bridges you can use, like Bungee, Squid, okay? But there are others as well. But I think for me, Jumper is still one of the best in terms of price, execution, and of course, user-friendly as well. Okay, so some other bridges or other decks have some kind of a loyalty program. The more you bridge, the more you're going to earn. Okay, so depending on which decks that you use. So to recap, right? So very important is to know that which network you're going to bridge. If you're going to bridge on a layer 2 on ETH, especially ETH, Arbitrum base, okay, and Optimism especially, you know that you need ETH as a default token. Because without the native token, which is Ethereum, you cannot able to transact. Okay, you cannot to transact, because even if you receive the token, you cannot transfer out. That is what most common mistakes newbie are making, and they get panicked. Why I cannot transfer out? Because you don't have the native token, which is the ETH as the gas fee, right? So example, just now I did from ETH base to ETH Arbitrum, because Arbitrum I don't have ETH, and I want to use Arbitrum network in order for me to swap or to transfer. So that is the tutorial. That is the first mistake, or probably the common mistake people will get panic or scared. And of course, looking at the slippage and of course the price as well, you want to identify which one is suitable for you. Okay, so example like Arbitrum, you go back to base, right? So let's say I want to transfer $2.45. Okay, make sure to check how much is the fees, okay, and how fast is the time. Okay, and then you want to check your slippage as well, right? Review, then you want to check your slippage is auto, price impact is should be fine, network cost less than 1%. That is usually happening for the layer 2s on the Ethereum network. So layer 2s like Optimism, Arbitrum, okay, base are usually quite cheap. Sometimes it costs less than 1 cent. Sometimes if it's like massive search traffic, probably it's going to cost you about maybe 5 to 10 cents the least in order to do this bridging or swap as well. All right, guys. So that's all I have for today, guys.